Whattup Lions? We got Kat Dion in the studio.
Hey, hi.
Introduce yourself.
I'm Kat. Well, how do you want me to introduce
I'm Kat Dion. I'm a chill girl, you know?
Okay,
I do stuff. I don't know.
Well, hi. I'm Kat Dion.
You don't have to be awkward. Okay, today we're going to talk about the dark side of things. So, we all have dark sides. Mm-hmm. Then we're going to get into a little bit of what?
Talk about
body dysmorphia.
Yeah, bodies, social medias and shit.
And just looking at yourself in the mirror and seeing the complete opposite of what you are.
Yeah.
Like a skeleton or crazy things. And then we're going to get into the last topic, which is sexual fluidity.
Yeah.
So this is different. We've spoken a lot about sexuality on the podcast, but sexual fluidity is different because we're not labeling anything. We're not saying, bisexuality. We're not saying gay, straight. It's just fluid. And what does that mean?
Yeah.
And how do you know if you're fluid or not?
Yeah.
So let's talk about first you. You're a musician.
Yeah. I'm a musician. I'm a singer-songwriter. I do I'd say alternative pop soul music. I have music coming out soon.
So you can find your stuff on...
Yeah, on my Instagram mostly. I have
Kat
my link
Dion.
to my SoundCloud. It's Kat Dion Music.
So K-A-T?
Yeah, K-A-T
D-I-O-N.
Yeah.
Cool.
So you can find everything on there. There's a lot of fun stuff, exciting projects coming soon. So I'm really excited about this. Yes.
That's cool. And so to be a musician, you need to have a lot of pain.
I wouldn't say you have to.
I'd say that in order to affect people, it comes from something.
There's a lot of musicians that I feel too much. I feel that you don't have that much pain, and I feel that reflects in being. I mean, to me, I feel it gives bad work in some ways.
I feel the music without pain just doesn't affect me.
Because it's a way of expressing yourself. So I'd say you don't need to because a lot of people still make it without. But if you're a real artist, I think you're fucked because you have all that shit inside, and that's
how do you deal with the shit that's inside you?
I don't know. I don't even deal with it.
You don't deal with it.
I try I'll see therapists and shit, but.
Because we were talking before the podcast about social media and how fake it is and how you were people come up to me being oh, your life looks so good.
Yeah.
And you feel guilty because you're no, you don't know. You don't know all the shit that I leave out.
Yeah, music is a very, for me, that's my experience. And I've heard a lot of other artists say that too, but it's a very lonely life because... the people you're with a lot of people all the time, but it's people you work with. But I travel a lot, I work all the time, and it's a 24/7 job. You have to do that every day, and if you have another job on the side because you're not you don't make a living out of making music, it's basically all the time. So making time for friends or having a relationship is really hard to kind of
so it's just a lonely career.
Yeah, but it's also I'm in love with my music. For me, that's the love of my life. So of course I'm really lonely sometimes, but I know that for me it's worth it. But it's the life I chose, it's I'm okay with it. You're
okay with the worst of it.
Yeah.
Because that's what they say, that that you've chosen the right career path if you're good with the lowest of lows of that career. The hardest parts of that career.
Yeah. But it's true, for social medias, people will come up to me and just be you're making it. It's nice, we see stuff and you're living the life, and it's we show what we want to show on social medias. Most of the things, I think about it before I post it, or I'll be how do people there's this whole branding thing, and also this whole
Oh, it's a headache.
Like, it's not a lie because it's like part of my life, so it's true. It's partly true, but it's probably like 20% of my life.
But they also say that omission is a lie. So if you're omitting things, it's like you're lying about things. But then it's like, well, do you need to explain yourself to all these people?
No.
But if you wanted to, so do you feel like there's anything that you want to share, but you feel like you're going to be judged for sharing it? Like, you were talking about how you went through a huge depression in this last year, and I feel so grateful that you want to talk about it on the podcast. Yeah. Why wouldn't you want to post about it?
Because, like, I feel it's really a good question. No, I don't know. I feel like people don't want to hear about it. Like, people don't care about it.
Or they're also affected by it, so it just makes them uncomfortable to see it, and they don't want to deal with their own shit. And they're like, no.
Yeah, people don't like dealing with negativity. Like, we all deal with it. Like,
or
it's impossible. And of course, everybody wants to be, like, positive and they want to, like, live the good stuff. And, like, I've had a lot of friendship loss just because of, like depression.
Yeah.
Because they like you when you're, like, happy and you're fun and you're, like, party animal and shit. But when it's, like, you're sad and you're lonely and you need the people, that's when they go.
Know who your real friends are.
Yeah. And there's not a lot of real people, no. And yeah, it was really hard. And I think, like, that's why, like, I wouldn't talk about it. Like, I see some people doing it, but I feel like I don't have I don't have fans yet, or I don't have, like, a big enough following in order to, like, I don't feel like it's worth it. Like, I don't care. Like, I just...
And that's crazy because, you know, I follow you, but you don't know how I'm consuming your content.
Yeah.
Maybe one post that you were like, I'm not going to post it. And then you're like, you have a sudden decision. You're like, you know what? I'm going to post it. And that post that you may not have made changed my life.
You know the post, have you seen it? Like, the post where I'm, like, showing my belly?
Maybe.
Kind of. I never show my belly. Like,
was it recent?
It's like, I don't think it's, like, that recent.
Okay, yeah, so you're showing your belly.
But, like, I think, like, you were following me back then. But,
okay, yeah.
Yeah, like, I made, like, this big text, like, about body positivity. And, like, I got, like, the most, like, out of all of my pictures for something that I'm, like, so insecure about, like, since forever. Like, because my stomach is, like, my worst insecurity. I'm always, like, not showing it. I feel like it's, like, too chubby, like... I am, like, don't like being in a bikini. Like, I hate it. And because you see, like, online all those freaking models, they have, like, abs and everything. And I know that it's, like, mostly photoshopped, but it just makes you feel like you're not normal for not having that.
It's just the comparison game. It's like we can never just be happy with what we have.
Yeah.
And if we compared ourselves to someone who in our eyes is worse than us, we would feel good. Yeah. But then we always compare ourselves to things that we think we want.
Yeah.
And that's the worst thing that we can do.
Yeah.
So, and I think that you got so much traction from that post because you were being the most vulnerable.
Yeah.
When people are vulnerable, man, it's like, oh my God, she's a human. Oh my God, I understand that. I see myself in her.
Yeah.
That's why I think if you're struggling with shit, like, personally, that's the kind of stuff that I consume. The real stuff that can help me. So, like, it's not even about you anymore. If you have something to say on your social, I would say just say it. Because it's gonna help me. Like, help
okay, I'll do it for you.
think about it like that. Like, who am I gonna help by posting this?
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
But then, I don't know. So let's get into more of the dark side. Yeah. Like, when you have dark thoughts, what do you think about?
Like, a bunch of shit. I've thought about, like, killing myself.
Really?
Yeah. Like, there's, like, a lot of demons, and sometimes I don't even, like, understand how, like, dark it is. Like, I don't understand why a person so, like, light and happy and, like, joyful can be also, like, the worst. Like, it's so, like, fucking dark. And, like, I write about it. Would I, like, show that to people? Sometimes I'm like, okay. Like, people will say, like, I'm a drama queen, or, like, I'm, like, being too dramatic, like, like, all that shit. And it's like, they don't understand, like, how much I feel. How much you're suffering internally. Yeah, and it's, like, constantly. Like, every day. Yeah. And, like, I have BPD. So it's, like... So what is that for people? It's, wait, I forgot.
BPD.
BPD. So it's borderline. Yeah.
Borderline.
I had bipolar, but like I'm not bipolar, but
borderline personality
yeah.
disorder.
So like basically, I just like I'm always living like in black and white. Like it's always
you're always questioning who you are. That's the base of it.
Yeah, and it's always like I'll be like super happy and like I'll like be super fun, and then like someone says something, but they don't mean to say it that way, but like I'll take it like
in the worst possible way.
But it's like not intentionally. Like I know that like I don't want to be like that. Like it's not like, oh, I take everything personally and stuff. Like I'm pretty like tough skinned, but it'll be like, you know, I feel every little thing that people do and say, and I like react to it like pretty intensely sometimes, and it's like it's kind of like not in my control. Mm-hmm. And like some like most days I'll like, for me it's like normal to cry every day. I like just like I have to be careful with like alcohol or like drugs and stuff, because like I don't know, like it always triggers it, and I get like addicted to stuff really fast. So I always have to like be kind of like, you know,
cautious. Yeah,
I have to really be careful about everything, and it's hard because I feel like I'm always like stuck
and fighting
and I never
yourself,
like and I never like know how to say what I want to say, so I'm always like struggling, and it's a constant battle with like my insides.
How do you get over that battle? Like if today, let's say that we finish this podcast, you go home 8:00 tonight, you're feeling dark, you're feeling down, what do you do?
I like having a glass of wine.
So you do
some chocolate.
You do go to alcohol.
Yeah.
Okay, you're just cautious about it.
Yeah, like I'll try to like limit myself.
Okay, so you indulge in things that make you feel good to battle the pain.
Yeah. And I've had like a lot of struggles like with food too. Like I have had like I was like back in high school, I'd say like I had like maybe anorexia. Like I wasn't like skinny, so people didn't see it, but like I lost a lot of weight. Like I lost like 20 pounds and I wasn't eating at all. And my dad like used to like yell to me about it because he was like,
he would see it.
Like, you're not eating. And I just felt like so like I would cry every time I would weigh myself because I was like not losing any more weight at some point. Like I would just like work out like an hour every day and like
not eat anything because you're like, so you just end up destroying your metabolism.
I was doing so bad
gaining more weight than you normally would.
Yeah, and I was doing so bad in school, and I was like so stressed out all the time, and like I've always had really bad anxiety, so like I was like on the edge all the time. And like it's stupid because it's like a fucking muffin, and I couldn't like have it because I was like putting restrictions on myself just for a freaking body.
Whose body?
Like who cares?
Who was your ideal?
I don't know, like back then, like
anyone but
you know, it's the social media, because I kept seeing like on like Pinterest and all that stuff, like those girls with thigh gaps, and like for me that was my idea of beauty. I was like Ariana Grande, like she was like kind of big back then too, like she wasn't as big as today, but like I would look at her and I was like, okay, like, and also at my school, like I was like I developed kind of like young, like.
Oh, you matured early.
Yeah, so I had like bigger boobs, I had like a big butt, like I'm not like chubby, but I'm like a little curvier.
Yeah.
And like most of the girls I knew like were like flat. And they were like, and for me, like all the guys were going for them. Like all the like people were like, they're so hot. And I was like, maybe it's because I'm too fat that people don't like me. Yeah. You know, like that's like
same. I went through that too. I developed so fast.
Yeah.
But then all of my friends were like stick thin, like super tight bodies in high school, like, and small. They were petite, and all the guys loved that.
Yeah.
They loved petite. So yeah, that creates a lot of mental issues, literally mental struggles. And I think, honestly, I don't think it's social media that fucks with us. I think it's life that fucks with us, and social media doesn't help with our already effed up brain.
Yeah, because like we compare ourselves. So that I think is like comparing yourself. But yeah, I like my ways of like dealing with my pain is not like, it's not the I don't think there's like a good way. Like is there any, like, I don't think there's good, I mean, there's good and bad, but...
No, but it's true.
But
what is the answer?
But is there
an
really
answer?
good and bad? Like, what's the line? Because something can be good for one person and bad for another person. You know? Like...
You're right. The way that I deal with my pain is addiction. Like, addiction to things. It could be substances.
Too. Yeah.
And, like...
Like sex, love.
It could
like,
be, yeah.
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 Like,
exactly.
anything that, like, in the moment, what I like the most, that's what I'm gonna go for. Like...
But then you abuse that thing.
Yeah.
And then you let it consume you and bring you down.
And then you have guilt, and then it starts again.
Man, I'm happy we're speaking the same language here because I do struggle with that on a daily basis. Yeah. The pain, the constant feeling of, like, I don't even know what the pain is. It's annoying.
Yeah, it's just there.
You don't even know what it is. It's just there. It's like a forever knife stuck in you. And you're like, cool, I'm going to live my life like this.
Yeah, sometimes you just wake up and it's, like, stronger than usual, and you're just like...
Okay.
Not today. Like, how can I deal with
today?
That? Yeah.
So for people, like, how do we deal with it? How do they deal with it?
I'd say the healthiest way, because I want to be, like, I don't want to be a bad example, but, like, I know that things that are healthy that actually help me are, like, I love reading.
Reading.
Like, I'll read or, like, just, like, do one thing. If you feel like it's a bad day, like, do one thing that makes you happy. It doesn't have to be, like, addictions. Like, it can be, like, watching your favorite movie or, like...
Spending a little bit more time with your dog.
Yeah. Like, dogs are amazing for that.
Yes.
Like, I talk to my dogs. I talk to my dogs, and I'm like, I love you. Like, you're my best friend. Thank you for listening to me.
Well, they like the sound of voice.
Yeah.
They like just the tone. You could be like, you're such an asshole, buddy. And he'd be like, I love you too. It's just the tone that they love.
Yeah. I don't know, like, calling my mom helps. Like, she's, like, really, like, she's a calm person. She's always, you know, like...
Grounded.
Yeah. It's always straight line. Like, she'll... Like, I've had, like, moments where, like... But you can't even notice them. Like, when she's mad, like, I wouldn't notice.
Okay, yeah.
I'm so used to, like, being, like, crazy. Like, my mood swings are, like, so intense. And for me, I see her, and I'm like, damn, how do you do that? Like, how are you so calm all the time?
I just saw your tattoo, Just Be.
Oh, yeah.
I love that. And we were talking about your other tattoo, the dark Lisa, Lisa Simpson, but she's smoking a cigarette. And she has, like, really glasses on. It's so awesome.
Like that.
And you were talking about how this tattoo is, like, what is it? What is it?
So, basically, it represents kind of, like, my alter ego. So, there's, like, the, like, artist me.
Yes.
And it's, like, what my art is about, which is my pain. Like, everything that's dark, everything that's hard. Like, that's what I like to talk about. And, like, that's how I fuel my music. But there's also Lisa, and, like, I love The Simpsons. It's my favorite show. But Lisa is, like, if you watch The Simpsons, you know, Lisa is, like, very joyful. Like, she's, like, pretty smart. Like, she just, like, loves school. She's...
Doesn't ruffle feathers.
Yeah, she's, like, peaceful. She loves animal. Like, she's a vegetarian. Like, she's, like, practically like me, like, as Catherine.
Okay.
But when I make music... I'm like that episode where she was like, I wanted to find something to represent that, but that's something
you're not
that
Catherine
I love
anymore.
You're
Kat Dion.
Yeah, and it's like the dark person, like it's another person. Like it's not detached, like it's a part of me, but it's like that part of me that I don't like not show, but
that you keep repressed and hidden from everyone else.
Yeah.
Do you think that life would be different if you showed people your dark side? Do you think maybe you'd gain a lot more back?
I think I like, if you ask me that, like, my brain just says, like, people won't like me. Yeah. Like, people will, like, leave me.
Yeah.
So that's why I keep it as, like, you know, it's for art. Like, I think that could bring a lot to, like, my music and, like, as...
But then it's like, do you want to live a life that you're not you for and people like you for not being you?
But I'm me. I'm just, like...
20% you.
I wouldn't say 20%. I'm like, you know, I'm the good part of me. I'm what I want to be, you know?
Or are you what others want you to be? It's an interesting question because I think about that for myself too, and I'm like, what would happen if I felt all the emotions that I feel?
I think it's, like, still a part of you. Like, you're still nice, and you're, like, I have a pretty good heart, and I'm, like, generous, and I love making people smile. So I feel like maybe I'm doing that for others, but it also helps me get through it.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, yes, it's a mask, but if I didn't have that mask, like, where would I be? You know?
Yeah.
So I just think that it's like the balance that I need. Like, and I feel like putting my dark side and like my crazy person into my music makes me more of a like livable person for others and myself.
It's true.
Like, it's just,
you have the outlet.
Yeah. I use it for that. I feel like it would probably be difficult for someone who doesn't, like, who works like in an office or something. I couldn't do that.
No, because then they'd come home and then they would let out their dark side on their family.
And like, yeah. And
thank God for art.
Yeah, that's because
literally.
Yeah, it's the best thing. I think like being an artist is such a gift.
I think so too. Do you think anyone can be an artist?
I think we all are creative in a way. We just like, some people press it. Okay. Like some people just like don't explore it.
Because they're not interested.
Yeah. But it's like you could start like doing sports.
And but maybe you're just not interested.
Yeah, and start like being really good at it. But you're just not interested in like finding and exploring about it, you know?
Yeah.
Like I was like the worst like person before. Like I didn't work out, I didn't like sports, like I hated it. And my brother like loves hockey and everything. Mm-hmm. And I like hated it so much. And then growing up, like I learned to like love some stuff, but I was like, okay, that's not for me. But like I've always danced, and that's a sport.
Dancing.
Yeah, so I was like, oh well, I'm still like on the creative, like
dancing
artistic
is hard,
side.
man.
Yeah, but I love dancing. And like I don't know, like running, I was like, oh, I love running. Yeah. So like that's something for me, but I might not like play hockey, you know?
Yeah.
Like I might not watch it.
Just
like,
find your niche.
Yeah. So I guess like people could be creative. Like there's so many ways to be creative. Like a hairdresser is creative.
A hairdresser's so creative.
It's being an artist. Like I feel like there's creativity in all the jobs, and I feel in order to have a balanced life, if you need to have at least like a little bit of
darkness.
Yeah, and you also need to like come home, and what people do, they cook, or they're like, you know, you need to have like something to kind of like escape, and I feel that that's art.
Yeah.
For everybody. So I think everybody's an artist in some ways.
I agree.
Even if it's just drawing, if it's like, I don't even think about like a way there's art is everywhere.
Art is everywhere. It's just, are you open to it?
Yeah.
And
I mean, some people are more artistic than other people, but I think we all have it.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Let's get into our second topic, which is body dysmorphia.
Yeah.
What do you feel about that? How does that word make you feel?
I hate it. I feel like it's so stupid.
It is stupid.
It is so stupid.
But it's a real thing. So,
yeah.
So it's not stupid. Like, respect.
No.
You should respect that it's
like, I think I have it, so, like, I respect it.
But it's annoying. That's what we mean by stupid.
Yeah.
It's annoying.
Yeah.
I think all girls have it. But I know some guys who have it, too, though.
Yeah.
So
Shane Dawson talked about it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. He has it.
Who is that?
It's a YouTuber.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. It's my favorite YouTuber.
Okay, Shane Dawson. Competition. I'm gonna go check him out.
No, you're my favorite YouTuber.
Okay, yeah, that's what you meant to say, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so, yeah, what is body dysmorphia?
Well, basically, body dysmorphia is, like, when you don't see yourself, like, you don't see your body the way it is, like, extremely.
Like, you look in the mirror?
Yeah.
And you see something that you are not.
It's like something in your brain that makes, like...
Literally,
you know dysmorphia. Like,
you know the movie Shallow Hal?
No.
Okay, guys, you have to Google this movie. Shallow Hal, it's an older movie. It's because you're 20. You're 20. I'm 25. So maybe there was, like, a age gap for that movie, but it was so popular when I was young. And it's about a form of body dysmorphia. She'll look in the mirror, and she will be super skinny or super fat. I forget which one it is. But anyways, all this to say, you look in the mirror and you see something that you are not.
Yeah. Like, that's something that's been like when I was younger, I really thought that was it. Like, I was like, I'm really fat. You know, like, I'm like fatter than other people, and that's why people don't like me. because I'm fat.
Oh my
and
God.
I was bullied like in like primary school, and like after that a little like people were saying I was like chubby, but you know, like it's because when you like, you know, get into like puberty and everything, like you change, and obviously like I gained weight, and then like it has to like
go places.
Yeah. So like at first, of course, it's like we all have like a little belly, and we have like a freaking big ass face, and we're like chubby, but I wasn't fat. Like I've always like I eat super healthy. Like I don't do like many things that are like I love chocolate, but beside that, like yeah, I'm pretty like good with food, and like I'm pretty good with food. Just said that, but I was like bad with it before. But like in the sense that like the food I like is mostly like vegetables, and like I'm vegetarian.
Okay,
so like all like I try to eat.
Your body literally just likes healthy food.
Yeah, like that's how I cook. Like at home, I just cook healthy food, and that makes me happy. But it's just like I gained all that weight, and like people, and I had like not like a unibrow, like I had like a little bit, like I have big eyebrows, like really big eyebrows.
They're so in now. I think they've been in for like 5 years.
But like I had like, you know, a little more like hairs like going down here and stuff.
Okay.
And like I remember like guys making fun of me, and they were like calling me like fat, like they were like saying I was a weirdo, like, you know, like because I was always alone because people were like bullying me, and I changed school like a lot growing up. I was always moving, and like kids are so mean. Like they don't accept new people, and I think that was like mostly it. Like just them being comfortable.
Because you're the new girl. Oh, yeah. Look at the new girl.
But
the new girl.
But you know, it's like I wasn't the new girl, like the hot new girl. I was
just the new girl.
I was just the new girl, but for some reason they like I was weirder than I am right now. You know, like when I was a kid.
Like how are you weird?
Like I don't know. Like I was like in my head a lot.
Okay, like most teenagers, though, rightfully.
Yeah, and, like, I don't know, like, I wasn't, like, cool. Like...
You weren't cool?
I don't know how to explain it. I wasn't cool.
Or do you mean you were cool and you weren't popular? Popular is just being the same.
Nah, I think I just wasn't cool at all. Like, I was such a... Like, I've always been such a geek, and, like, such a, like playing my little video games, and, like... having my own like little thoughts, and I didn't know how to interact with people very well, because like I didn't have many friends, you know, so like that was what, you know, I was weird, and I was really emotional. Like I would cry all the time, like in front of people, and then they were like, oh, she's a crybaby,
she's so emotional.
Yeah, I hated that.
Yeah, and it's that stuff that literally shapes who you are today, and how that stuff affects you.
Yeah.
Do you think that has played a part of like how you look at yourself in the mirror today?
Yeah.
Really?
And even how I think. When I'm around people, I, like, you know, like, the fat girl, but you know how, like, there's this thing, I know that it's, like, when someone was fat and they lose a bunch of weight,
they will always feel like that?
They will always feel and always think like the fat person.
Okay.
It's, like, your fat personality or something.
Oh,
like, I don't know, like, I, like, heard about it, but... It's like I have a hard time building my confidence, because even though I'm like from what people say, like I might be like looking good, but to me I'm like still that like little like chubby like little person, and I'm like, you know, like I don't know. So it's how like my brain sees it. So sometimes I'll be like next to like, you know, I had a boyfriend, like my ex, like he's like really skinny, like he's a skinny person, and I like. For some reason, it's stupid, but I felt so self-conscious I felt like we didn't like match, because I was like, I'm the chubby one and he's skinny.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
it happens with a lot of couples.
Yeah. And
like,
it's
there's also like, I'm the hot one in this relationship, just know that. Or like, I'm the more fit one in this relationship. Like it happens with all couples. It's a weird dynamic. Like, we're always in competition with each other, even if we're soulmates. Yeah. Doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it's stupid.
But yeah, you said that, like, you're still affected by, you know, your past today. When you look in the mirror, what do you see?
But I wasn't even fat back then. Like, I look at pictures, and, like, that's the thing. In the present, I will always see myself, like, if you take a picture of me, I have to, like, reflect on it. Like, I have to, like... wait like at least 2 weeks and then look back on it and then be like kind of let go, and I'll be like, okay, I'm fine. Like I'm not that bad. But like,
so like the video that I just took of you for the podcast, you're gonna go home and watch it, and what are you gonna think?
I'm gonna be like, ew, I'm fat. Like,
still, why? Yeah. You're not, first of all, let me say, you are not fat.
Thanks.
And like, I don't think that anyone's opinion should affect that.
It's just my brain.
It's like, yours.
Yeah, it's how I see. Like, literally my eyes. That's how I see. Like, I have to put sense into my brain in order to accept. And it's not even like I think I'm hot. It's like to accept it. Because, like, I look at guys or people that I'm like attracted to, and I always feel like, oh, I'm not good enough for them. Like,
oh my God.
I'm like way too ugly for that person. Like,
I know someone who's like that. And it comes from bullying, because that person was bullied a lot.
Yeah. And I'm like working on it, obviously. Like, I want to build my confidence, and I'm like, that's why like the like looking back at pictures, like I do that like all the time, and it like for some people they're like, damn, like you're just pretending, but like you're a narcissist. And I'm like, no, like I'm doing that as like, because it helps me when I look back at pictures that I took like 2 weeks ago. Well, I see that actually I didn't gain weight. I wasn't like fat as fuck. I was just
having a moment.
Yeah, it's just because in the moment, when I see the mirror, when I see the picture, when I first have it, I see all the freaking stuff, like all the flaws, and I'm like, I have a really like fat belly, like I look pregnant like all the time, and like I see that, and like it's not even true, because when I look back at it, I'm like, okay, like I have a stomach, but like I compare like to other girls, and I'm like, okay, we're the same size, like. And I don't think she's fat, you know, like.
But even if you weren't the same size,
like I don't like think some girls are fat and like I'm like smaller than they are, and then I'll think I'm fat, you know, like like I was walking on the street and this girl, I was like, damn, she's skinny, and like I put like I was walking and my thigh was like close to like her, so like I could like see like the difference, and like I was the same size as her, like her thigh was the same size as mine.
But even if it wasn't...
And I wear like small and X small. It's just my boobs that are big. Like, that's the only thing. But...
Damn,
so it's like,
girl.
how could I be fat? Like, I know that I'm not.
No, it's,
but it's like a mind trick.
It's about not comparing.
Yeah. It's hard, like, with social media, though. Like, I did like a unfollowing spree or something.
Unfollowing?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like, I just started, like, unfollowing, like, everybody that just, like, either, like, I didn't care for, like... I mean, it's mean saying it like that. Like it's not that I didn't care.
Well, no,
like,
but they don't serve you anymore.
Yeah, and like there's some people that I know, but I'm like, I have you like on Facebook. I don't need to follow you everywhere. Like it's just because stuff I don't want to see.
Yeah.
And I like followed, like I've had this like my account since I was like 14, 15. So back then I was like a fan of like, you know, following all those models. Mm-hmm. Because like to me, I was like putting the excuses like, oh, but I'm just taking it as inspiration for fashion and like beauty. But you know, I don't have their body. So when I would put the clothes that they were putting on, I didn't feel good. And I felt like, why don't I look like that? Yeah. Like when I wear those clothes. So it's like, I wasn't, you know, it's all those expectations that you have, and you're like thinking about it as like, she's looking like a model, she's wearing that, I want to wear that.
So I'll look like a model, but now I don't look like a model.
So it's just like you kind of have to not compare and like not have a reference. Like you just wear what you want,
looking like you. Yeah, but you can use them as like style. Yeah. Like, oh, maybe I really like that jean jacket with that crop top. Yeah. And then you make it your own, and you're like, okay, this is Kat. This is Kat's body. Yeah. What am I gonna do to make it feel good?
Yeah, but back then I would like follow all of these girls, and I just like. You know, it's so bad for you. Like, you don't realize it. And I kept looking at them. And, like, I was like, I don't look like that, so I'm not good enough. I don't look like that, I'm not good enough. Yeah. So I, like, started to, like, it kind of, you know, like, the normal, like, what was normal for, like, yeah, like, what was, like, fine is that, oh, they're fine because they look skinny and they're models. Thinking that's, like, everybody. You know, because I kept seeing them, you know? So like for me that was like everybody, the norms. Yeah, but it's not.
Do you know what I do when I'm like talking down at myself? I literally split my personality in half. Like I'm one person, and I'll let my person talk down at me. Oh, you're so annoying today. You're having such negative thoughts today. No. But then I'll have my highest self, and I'll be like, don't fucking talk to me like that.
Yeah, I have that too, though.
And I'll be like, don't talk to me like that. I look like a boss babe. Yeah. Look at myself in the mirror, and I'll be like, don't talk to me like that. So it's like, if you can have internal fights with yourself, always get your highest self above the other one. Because a lot of people don't realize that they are two different selves, the negative talk self and the positive talk self. Everyone just thinks that, oh, they're just the negative self. Like, oh no, I'm like that. It's like, no, you just haven't accessed your better self yet. Yeah. Access your better self and make that self louder than the negative one. We all have split personalities. I just feel like maybe in the body dysmorphia, your negative self is higher than your positive one. Yeah. Because she is there.
But I think body dysmorphia is more, it's also like with the brain, like it's a trauma. Like I see it as like, it's a trauma that you had because we get like, we grow as human beings because of our surroundings. Yeah, and our experiences. Like we're like, I'm me, but because of what I lived and because of what people told me, I'm me now.
You sponged it all in. It affected you.
And of course you have like to take some
and leave some.
But it definitely, like, I think that body dysmorphia, like everybody has insecurities and stuff, but I think that the body dysmorphia is really it's a trauma. Like it's your brain that, like, because when I was a kid, like I thought I was beautiful, you know, like I think every kid thinks they're beautiful because they think they're normal. Until you grow up
and you're judged and people talk about you and then you're like, oh my, what's wrong with me?
Yeah, and like I think that's because of that. Like I was so, you know,
affected.
Yeah, by that.
I hate life
and like
sometimes.
Also, you know how like,
but I love life. But I hate it.
I love life.
But I love it.
But you know, like, especially, like, I've always wanted to be, like, an artist. I've always wanted to be a singer. And seeing all those girls, and they're so perfect, and their body is so beautiful, and they're, like, so hot. I was like, I need to be hot to be an artist. You know, that was, like, my way of thinking.
I know.
And then people were telling me I was not, and that I was fat. So, like, it was affecting something that was so important for me, my dream. That, like, for a while, I was working only on changing my appearance, because I was like, that's what's important for people. You know, that's how they're gonna see me, and that's
how I'm gonna gain street cred, so they listen to my music.
Yeah, because I'm hot.
So dumb.
And it's just, it is dumb. And I think it's really, like, about your brain. Like, I see something that's not true.
Yeah.
It's not even just, like, me being insecure. It's
it's like you see it.
Deformed.
Yeah. Like, that's crazy, man.
Yeah.
So if someone else has body dysmorphia, how do you navigate through that? What could you tell them?
I'd say, like, to just, don't listen to your, like, mind. Like, post it even if you don't like it. Like.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Because you'll notice that, like, or, like, compare yourself, but to, like, the right people. Like, I did, like, I unfollowed all, like, beside, like, the girls that I thought, like, they were interesting and they had, like, a nice style, or they were, like,
had things
to say. They were, like, artists and, like, musicians that I loved. But, like, all the other girls that I don't even know, like, I don't even, like...
That you're following just for their bodies.
Yeah, like, I'm following them just because they're hot or, like, they're skinny and stuff. And, like, I'm not saying anything about skinny people. Like, skinny people are amazing, too. Like, I think all bodies
are beautiful.
Like,
it's just we need to find our inner love.
Yeah, because, like, I know, like, some skinny girls that would be like, oh, like, you're lucky you have, like, big boobs and you have, like, curves, you know?
I can't.
But for me, I'm like, I wish I didn't have boobs. You know,
we all want what we can't have.
Exactly.
What we don't have.
So I'd say, like, just unfollow all the people that you think are toxic or that have, like, bodies that are, like, you don't even like the person. You just follow them because they're skinny. It's like, why would you do that? Like, unfollow all those people.
It's just like a friend. Why would you have a friend in your life that's making you feel so bad? Like, just eliminate.
Yeah, but it's just like, just unfollow them and follow people that have kind of, like, the same types of body as you, so you can see, like, fashion-wise, like, what they wear that makes
That's true.
And then, like, if you think they're beautiful, it means that you think you're beautiful, too, because you like their flaws, and you have flaws,
That's
too.
True. Like, the only thing that I have that's, like, hard to, like, agree with is that there's still the fact of comparing. The comparison.
We're always going to compare. Like, you can't help it. So at some point, you just gotta, like, find, like, tricks for your brain.
That's true.
And just also, like I said, like, post even if you don't feel like
Because maybe you'll get some comment being like, thank you for this.
Yeah.
And then you'll be like, shit.
Yeah. Like, those girls that are, like, in bikinis and they're, like, curvier and stuff, I think that it's so empowering and so beautiful. Because they're just, like, who they are. You know, they're, like... And I, like, it's not about, like, showing your body and being, like, sexy or whatever. It's really just about, like, you're making a statement. By being,
what
like...
statement?
Like, I'm me, and I can wear a bikini no matter how, like, what's my
no
size, or, like, there's not, like, a definition of pretty. Like, it's not, like, I can't wear that because... I think everybody can wear anything. Mm-hmm. As long as they're comfortable with it and they're confident and they're happy. So, I don't know. It doesn't define, especially in your, like, the jobs and stuff. Like, I know that it does in the sense that we still have a lot of work to do with, like, body positivity. Mm-hmm. We have to, like, I don't know how we're going to do that. I don't know if it's ever going to stop, but I know that it's just, like... We shouldn't be, like, a girl shouldn't have a job or a better job because she's thinner, you know?
I know.
Like, some girls get paid a lot of money just to, like, go in clubs and, like, be beautiful. Because,
what?
Yeah. Like, they're hosting, but you have to be, like, hot in order to do that, you know?
Okay.
Like, if you're just, like, looking a certain way, and they make, like, a lot of money. And, like, for other people that are not as pretty or they're not, like, as thin and stuff, I feel like it's...
You just won't get those roles because it's kind of like a role.
It is. Or it's kind of like you'll just be like the best friend. Or you'll just do like this. Or like you can't get like a better like paying job. Or like, oh, she's prettier than you, so she got hired.
Yeah, but I was more skilled. I know. That's the world we live in.
Yeah.
I hope people watch this in 100 years being like, thank God we didn't live in that time because we would all be depressed like they are. Literally. I really hope, though, for the world, like, in 100 years that they look back on this and they're like, wow, thank God we don't live in that kind of world where we're literally struggling with pain every single day because of different elements that are so easily penetrating our bubble and affecting us. It's disgusting.
No, like, seriously, like, just we talked about it and now I feel stupid about it. Because I'm like...
But I feel better, too. Because I'm like, she feels it. She has this pain.
Yeah.
And it's like by connecting...
Like, I see you and your body looks amazing, by the way. Like, I see it on, like, Instagram and stuff. And I'm like, damn, like, you work out and everything. Like, I don't have time. Like, I know a lot of people say, I don't have time. Like, I still work out, but I put my time in, like, some other things.
You do what you want with your time.
So it's like, I know that, like... Maybe if I had, like, a like, personal trainer or something, like, I'd get, like, the goal that I have. But would it ever be a goal? You know, like, do you ever get to that point where you're, like, satisfied? Because I got pretty, like, thin when I didn't eat. That. And I still thought that I was too fat.
Honestly, it's just about your lifestyle. What kind of lifestyle do you physically want to feel? Yeah. Like, for me, going to the gym, it's no longer... When I started CrossFit, it was about, I want to have abs, I want to have a big booty like all these girls, whatever. But then it became a feeling of the bar on my back, squatting, like, literally, how do you want to feel in your skin? And I just like the sport. Fall in love with, like, what you want, and then don't think about, like, your aesthetics. Just
I think, like, at some point you just gotta let go.
Yeah.
Like,
let go. And that could be a nice segue.
Like, just...
That could be a nice segue into our last topic. So, letting go. Being free. Being fluid.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Fluid.
Fluidity.
I say, like, someone who just... And... Like, I hate when people say, like, it's because you don't make up your mind on something, because it's not true. I feel like fluid is going with the flow. Like,
what do you mean people
how
say,
you feel. Like, you're in sync with your body. That's how I think about fluid.
And
like,
what do you mean people say, oh, it's because you're indecisive? What do you mean?
Like, for example, like bisexuality, you know? Like, people will say, like, there's still a lot of people thinking that it's, even, like, in the gay community... Like, in the LGBTQ plus community, there's, like, a lot of people that they still see it as, oh,
It's not
like,
fair.
Are you more girls or are you more boys? Or, like, what are those questions? Like,
I get questions, oh, but it's not fair because you're stealing from different
like,
genders. I'm like,
and like,
what the fuck kind of mentality is that?
Oh, how do you know? Like, have you ever dated a girl? Or, like, or, like, oh, but you're in a relationship with a boy. Or, like, what I hate the most is, like, when people, like, will be like, oh, so, like, you're gonna cheat on me? Or, like, you're friends with someone and you tell them, like, I guess in the conversation or something, and like all of a sudden they're like, but like, don't fall in love with me.
Oh my god, yes, that's the worst.
I'm just like,
or like okay, or you'll say like, oh, I'm bisexual, and then they completely change and they feel awkward. It's like, dude, it's not that you're an amazing... No, but they think that they're so attractive just because they're that gender. I'm thinking if I was talking to a girl and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm bisexual, it's like, oh my god, she's attracted to me. It's like, no, like, I don't look at you like you're hot.
I have like a lot of like guy friends, and you know, for like a long time I was like considering myself as like, I'm straight. And like, I don't know, like I wasn't in love with them. Like,
but things also change too. Like, fluidity means you're going with your feelings in the moment, and you're going with them.
Yeah,
maybe they
like
evolve over time, and you become different things.
Yeah, and
like,
I'd say like, because I'm fluid, I'm not like, I wouldn't say like bisexual. Because
so you wouldn't label it?
I think like it's a big enough label as it is, being fluid.
Fluid?
Because for me, I think like the difference between bisexual and being fluid is that like when you're bisexual, it's like you're attracted, like you love having sex with, like you don't, you know, it's like with both.
You just like having sex with both genders.
I mean, you can be in love with them. Like, it's not like, but it's like really defined, like bisexual. Like, I love boys and girls.
And girls. Okay, as opposed to fluid.
To me, I feel like fluid is like, you know, you could be like trans, or you could be like any human being. If I fall in love with you, what's down there, I'll deal with it. I'll learn. I'll like do anything.
That's so true.
I fall in love with the person. I don't fall in love with the body.
Yeah, they call that actually, I
think it's like pansexual.
Pansexual, that's it. So,
but then I've never like.
Who cares about labels?
Yeah, but like I think it's all about love. But like mostly like I'm more like attracted to like boys and girls, and I've always been more towards guys.
Okay.
But it's like I said, like it's not that I like don't want to date a girl. It's just I fell in love with people sometimes, or I had like feelings for like other like girls too, but it wasn't the right time, or it wasn't like the right thing to do, or I didn't know yet, or like it was pretty confusing.
It is confusing.
Yeah, sexuality is confusing as fuck.
Yes, it is. So like, how do you deal with these confusing thoughts of sexuality?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Like, I always knew. Like, that's like when people are like asking like if like how do you know, and it's like I feel like everybody that's like, you know, you just have to investigate.
Exactly.
If you're like,
I like that.
I just like boys. Like, some people just really are like straight. And some people are really just gay. Yeah. And they know it. And they always knew. But when you question yourself and you don't know, that's when
something's up.
Yeah. And growing up, I always had like crushes on both. Like, I would be like Angelina Jolie. I was like, damn, like she's hot. Like, who?
Okay, every straight girl thinks. Yeah,
but like it was hot in like a different way. Yeah. You know, it was like odd. Like, I do stuff.
I do
like,
that. Yeah.
Like I'd be in a relationship with a person like that. Like, I wouldn't mind. Or like guys too. Like, I like Troy.
You like what?
Zac Efron.
Oh yeah.
In High School Musical.
Yep.
Like, or like the guy in Peter Pan. Like, I loved him. But you know, it's like the same when you're like 5 and you have crushes on boys. Well, like, you're straight. Like, you know when you're a kid too.
Yeah.
But I like my girl. Like, I would go to school and I'd like my girlfriends. You know, like I'll just.
I think it's harder because you're so judged when you're younger, and you don't want to say anything.
And I didn't know, like, my parents, like, my mom, like, I was raised in a really, like, I mean, not too Christian, like, we're not, like, crazy intense, like we don't practice that much, but I know that like my grandma is really religious, and like my mom is very spiritual and stuff, and it's just something that like we didn't talk about. Like I learned it through like medias. Like I didn't like, for me it was like I didn't even know bisexuality was a thing. I was like, you're gay or you're like straight.
I know.
So like
and so like as a human race,
and I don't even think my mom knew about it either. Like
and okay, so it started as LGBT. Now it's LGBTQ plus A.
Yeah, really?
Okay, yes. So it's like as we move on through society, it's gonna be like A, B, C, D. Like it's literally gonna be this huge thing, and we're not gonna even have a saying anymore. I mean, it's like, just like
it's just life. You're human.
Life.
Yeah, you're human. You're you. Like I don't like labels for that reason, because like
I love evolving. So awesome.
I just feel like I could like change. Like right now, I'm like more in. It's weird. Like I'm more in like a girl phase.
Okay, I guess. Talk about that.
Like
you're just more physically drawn to girls.
Yeah, right now. Like sometimes it's boys, sometimes it's
girls.
But like when I go to a bar right now, I'm like looking at like pretty girls, or like I feel like these days I'm more attracted to some girls, and I'm not like, I'm kind of tired of boys, you know. But it's not like I'm like tired and like I don't ever want to date
I'm giving
up
on them.
Yeah, or it's not like, oh, when I'm tired of them I go for the other. It's like.
It's just a feeling. It's just like today, like, this month, it's 80-20.
Yeah,
leaning
but
towards girls.
It wouldn't be like I would be in a relationship with someone, and then like, oh, I'm feeling more boy, and I'm gonna like dump you to go with someone else. Like it's like I'm still loyal. Like I'm still someone who likes
but then there can also stuff, it depends on what you like. Do you like monogamy? Do you like polygamy?
Yeah.
So it's like that's okay too.
Yeah.
Evolution.
Yeah.
Man. It's okay to evolve. It's okay to like break standards and norms.
Learn things and just explore. Like have fun.
Yeah.
Life is supposed to be fun. It's not supposed to be like you shouldn't be feeling like you're in a cage. Whenever you feel like you're in a cage, get out of it.
Freaking
like do things that make you feel like you're not
alive.
Yeah. Because I feel like there's so many people in this world that just like they don't want
to be judged. So they stick like, with what society wants.
Stay in the box, and
that's what I'm saying, man.
Yeah. Like I was like that before, and like I actually like when I first started like questioning it, I think I was like 16, and like my best friend at the time, she came out as a lesbian, but like she still talked about boys and stuff, but like together, like I think she even thought that I was like a lesbian at some point, because like we would talk about like girls and boys all the time. Like I would be like, oh my gosh, she's so hot, like showing girls and stuff, and of course like she was a lesbian, like, so she was like, yeah. But like I thought I was like straight.
Because how long ago was this? Yeah, bisexuality was a thing.
It was a thing, but I think I was like I was young, and I was like a small town, and I just
so you didn't know about it.
I knew about it. I just didn't want to.
You didn't want it?
Like, I didn't want to, like, I wanted to, like, you know, be, like, I wanted to make my parents proud. Like, have, like, kids, have, like, a boyfriend, get married.
That's the biggest issue. It's like, I don't want to be me because of fear of judgment from other people.
Yeah. Yeah, and, like, learning to know myself and stuff, I learned that, like, and, you know, it's always changing. But, like, right now, I'm thinking, like, now I'm, like, an aunt. Like, I have like a little niece, and I love that so much, and I'm like, would I have kids? Because I'm really happy being, you know, like, I'm happy with my niece. I don't feel like
you can still be a role model,
but maybe one day I'll want to have kids, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm going with how I feel in the moment, and I don't think that's like
it's so
that
important.
I should explain myself.
Or have a 5-year plan. In 5 years, I'm gonna have my third kid.
I don't have a plan. Because you could die tomorrow.
Exactly, dude.
Why would you make a plan? I hate people that like, oh, I'll save all of my money until I retire. Bitch, if I retire and I don't have any money anymore, I'll just like die. Like I don't care.
Yeah, well then.
That's gonna be life then. Like I don't want to worry about that. Like I want to live while I'm here.
That's
you know, I want to have like fun while like.
It's a mentality that, like, we can't understand. I feel that's bad to say, but because we're woke, like, we see that we're going to die. We're, like, literally mortality motivated, which just means, like, we see that we're going to die. I feel like you know, a lot of us go 60 plus years waiting to retire.
And they die before that sometimes.
Yeah. Oftentimes. And it's sad.
Yeah, because you lived for something, but
that didn't exist.
Yeah.
The present
exists. It's like living for the future instead of living in the moment.
Exactly. Okay, I have a couple questions before you go.
Okay.
For the person that is going to give up on their dream.
Don't give up.
Why?
Don't give up.
What if you're talking to like Kat in 3 years? So Kat in 3 years, what's up? You're gonna talk to her, okay, in 3 years.
Okay.
And you're in 3 years you're questioning yourself. You're questioning life, your career. You never would have pictured where you're at, and you're like, fuck this, I'm throwing in the towel. I don't want to do music anymore. What are you gonna tell her right there?
Can it be simple, or it just have to be like really long and complicated?
It can be one word.
Follow your heart. Don't give up.
Ooh.
And listen to yourself. If you feel like you really just don't want to do that because that's not something you like, do something else. Who cares what people think? If that, like, you kept telling people that you wanted to be like a singer, but then you don't want to be a singer anymore, it's fine. You can change, you can evolve, and you can decide to do something else. But if you really want it and it's just you're having a hard time, I'd say don't give up, because you're almost there.
You're almost there, Kat.
You're almost there.
Okay? Like,
you got this. You haven't done all that shit for nothing.
Exactly. Dude. No.
Yeah. Get a 10.
I need a 10 too, dude. Okay. If you could have any superpower in the world, what would it be?
Oh. Damn, I have to think about that one.
Think about it.
I think that I'd like to like read people's minds.
Would you?
Yeah.
Read people's minds.
But like not like, you know, it's a superpower, so like I can decide how I want it.
How you want to read their minds? Ooh.
Like I want to like have like a switch where I just like decide to read their minds.
Okay, so it's not like they're talking about you and you're like, stop, I don't want to hear
sometimes
this.
like I would go crazy. Like I don't want to hear what everybody thinks, because that would make me even worse as a person.
But if you had a question.
But like, cause I'd like to know, like, sometimes I feel like I'm trying to read people a lot and I'm trying to like guess what they want to say, but people are not clear and they don't communicate. And I'm like, I would prefer you to be honest. Yeah. And hurt me, because I'm not scared of being hurt. Yeah. So it's like, I would rather that, but most people just like don't want to
beat around the bush.
So, like, and I hate that.
Oh, it's so annoying.
Much. Like, don't understand how much I hate it when someone is like not saying it. So like
they're not saying something, but in a super
they're not like telling you like the direct like straight like
hit it on
point.
The dot.
Yeah, they're not saying it. So then you're just like, what do you want? Like I see there's something.
Just talk.
Yeah, I see your body language. You know, I'm not stupid.
So what would you ask them? Like, yeah, what would you ask someone? Okay, like for instance, if you're hitting on someone, are you interested in me? Yes, I am.
Do you want a relationship or you just want to hook up?
Yes. Yes, that would actually be such a good superpower, man. Oh, that would be such a good superpower.
And like you just like really like, you know, like, what do you think of that song? And it's like,
yes.
Yeah.
I love that.
That'd be cool.
That's cool. Okay, last question.
Okay.
What is the meaning of life?
Oh my god. Why are you asking me?
I know, it's so stupid. But it's like, I love this question. It's my favorite question in the world. In the whole world.
What is the meaning of life?
Because it's the most important question.
I think the meaning of life is... It's a good question, because it's so like different from everybody. I don't think there's a meaning to life. I think you make the meaning to your life. Like, you like, I think the meaning to life is just to live and be happy. Like.
So you make your own meaning.
Yeah, I think everybody has their own meaning of life. So, like, for example, my meaning of life is just, I'm here to just, like, have a good time.
Okay.
And
so when you're struggling and you're not having a good time, do you feel like you're bashing?
I feel like I should die. no, but like I just like
you're disrespecting your meaning of life. That's what I meant. Like when you're not enjoying life, do you feel like, oh, this is a disrespect to my meaning of life?
Yeah, but at the same time, like, have to live it.
Okay.
In order to be happy. You know?
Okay.
Like, I think it's like having the meaning. I think the meaning of life is more like what, like, gets you through it. So it's like if I have a hard time, I know that my meaning is that, like, I should be having fun and be happy.
Mm-hmm.
So it helps me, like, get through it. So I'll be like, well, you know, like, I have a voice, I have stuff to say, I have, like, stuff to do, and that makes me happy. So I'll focus on that. So today I'm living the bad things. I don't feel good. But just the fact that I'm holding on to, like, you know, there's happy, too.
Yeah.
Like, there's some good parts to that life that it just makes me, like, hold on.
So you go back to your meaning.
Yeah.
So the meaning of life is to have a purpose.
It's
to have your purpose.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I feel like you can't, like, live life without a purpose. Because then what's the point? No.
Exactly.
I mean, like, we're just little human beings, and, like, of course,
little
like,
human beings.
No, but, like, I know, like, there's, like, the religion stuff, too. Like, everybody has their own way, so I'm, like, not stepping in that. Like,
You're not religious?
I'm spiritual.
Spiritual.
Yeah.
Well, and the way I think about religion is, like, it gives people who have a hard time finding a purpose a purpose.
Yeah.
So religion has a place.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's really good. But, like, for me, like, I think I'd say more, like, I like I said, I don't like labels, so I just, like...
Just live.
Yeah.
Let's close it on that.
Yeah, just live.
Boom!
Boom.
Don't leave me hanging, dude. Okay, we're peacing it.
Bye.